Hi everyone, this is Tech Comics. I wanted to shoot a video today, mainly because I wanted to show all the stuff that I got signed at the Comic-Con that I went to with Frosty, or Undisputed Frost. I like to call him Frosty for short. We went to the Rose City Comic-Con. If some of you missed it, we actually did a live showing of us discussing like our experiences at the Comic-Con, and like who our favorite artists were, how crowded it was, how hot it was, that kind of stuff. And I showed a few books then, and I wanted to show the rest of them today, and also go over a little bit like more on my experience that I had at the Comic-Con. It was a lot of fun. It really was. It was overcrowded, but that's expected. I mean, I know that there's other cons that are even more crowded than that, especially like if I were to go to San Diego Comic-Con, which I never will, because that would just drive me crazy. And the one thing I was really looking forward to doing was getting, like I said, my signatures from Mike Zeck, because I wanted to have all of that run from Punisher's miniseries all signed by Mike Zeck. So I've accomplished that, which is awesome. Just like I was able to accomplish getting my X Factor run completed from the help from a new friend of mine named Dave. So probably in the next week or so, I will have that video up where I'm showing the whole run of X Factor from 1 all the way to 149. I also want to get a contest video in before that for one of the YouTubers out there that I consider a friend. I've been getting to know him slowly, and he seems like a really cool guy, and his name is Gomez. I know a lot of people have been shooting videos for him, which I think is great. And then I wanted to also still try to do that sexy cover one. And the problem is that with that one, I mean, there's not a problem, but I have a bunch of books. I know I'm going to be like, oh, is this one sexy? Is this one sexy? But so I'm going to put that all aside, and I'm just going to grab like a nice little, handful of books, and I'll show them. But to this video here, like I said, I just wanted to kind of recap a little bit, show a little bit more of the books that I had signed at the Comic-Con, re-show that print again, and of Batman. And what sucks is, I got so busy at this Comic-Con, just talking like I do in my videos, like some of these people I forgot their names. So I want to say his name was like, maybe it starts with a B, so it could be like Brad or something like that. I'm not sure. I feel so bad, but this guy was so nice. I mean, he did a free sketch for Frosty's son, and then when I saw this print, I'm like, dude, I want this print. That is just insane. And he said that with this one here, he was toying around with the idea of doing a Batman, and he said he kept going back and forth in his head like, okay, does this look like Batman or does this not look like Batman? And then he said, well, forget it. He just went with his gut and just drew it out. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. I said, you did a great job for that. And he was, like I said, he was a really nice guy. But to the books, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to get like my snacks together, and we'll get this show on the road. And like I said, hopefully I don't talk too much. I show more of the books. And here's the program. I'll just show this real quick. This was the one we went to. And I also ran into Huey from Huey's Comic Corner or Hideout, whatever. I just like to always call him Huey. He's a great guy. I met up with him there. Ran into him a few times. And he knows that I was after to try to find some more Goon books, because the first time I met Huey, that was the one thing me and him were both just like, we're looking at books, and then when we came across the Goons, we were just going crazy. We grabbed up everything, the Goon that we possibly could find. Yeah, and let me see. This was the map of the place. So you could see this place was huge. I mean, it was big. And it wasn't that bad to go to this con. I mean, it was a little over $40, but for the price and what I was able to accomplish and all the people that I saw here, it was well worth it. So yeah, I had a great time, a really great time. So let me pause real quick and get my books going, and then we'll go from there. All right, that really was a long time on my end, but it probably didn't seem for you guys because I just started the video. I'm going to go ahead and start up with the Exile books. And this is the one where I could not pronounce that guy's last name. And oh man, it drives me crazy that I cannot pronounce his last name. But his first name is Jim, so I'm gonna call him Jim C. Basically, I took him this many books. He signed all of them, and I also donated into his charity box because I'm like, anybody that doesn't charge for the signature, I'm really excited about that. It gets me, okay, cool, I can get multiple books signed. But if they have a charity box going, I'm going to throw some money in there, because that's the least I can do for them, if they're willing to do that much work for me. And on these ones here, on the red, I'm looking at it now, and at the time I didn't think about it. They really didn't show up all that great, but it's there. I can see it, and he has a really nice signature, so you probably won't really see his signature that much with the red, but with the greens, you will, unless you put the red on blue cover side. But you're going to see like multiple covers too, because I had doubles, and I was like, I just wanted to get them all signed. Mainly when I get books signed, the reason why I do it is because for me, it's kind of like a, it is definitely a high for me because it's cool. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I met the artist, got him to sign it, but then it's also, for my kids. Whenever I get anything signed as comic book wise, I'm thinking, okay, hopefully someday my kids will cherish these just as much as I did. And if there's any value in them and they come between hard times, they can sell it. I'll leave it up to them. But for me, it's definitely fun. I love getting signatures. Of course, some of these guys are always like, "Ugh, God, here he comes again." But not Randy. Not Uncle Randy. He's cool. So, to the books now. This is Exiles number 78. Maybe I won't say the name or the title number or whatever of the book, but I'll show you the signature. It's right there. He kind of, when he ends his last name right here, he'll go with the slash and he puts the date, which is pretty cool. Or the year, So, there's that one there that he did for me. This one, the red came out really nice, right there. So from a distance, you can see that one better than you can the other one. That's number 45. This video is going to be long. He did it right up here for me. And see, that's his last name right there. Sorry about the glare. Dang it. Focus. Focus. Right there is his last name. I cannot pronounce that. I don't know why. But he's a great guy. He was. He was really nice to do all this for me. There's another one right there. And, mainly, like with books like these, I know they're not worth a lot of money. They're not. And I didn't buy them because I was hoping they'd be worth a lot of money. I mainly bought these because, for one, I like most of the covers. Two, I got them for 49 cents. Signed right there for me. And then the other fact is that, when I saw that he was going to be at the con too, I figured, well, shoot, I'll grab them all. And if I don't like them, I can always pass these down. If I don't like the stories, I can always pass them down to my kids. But I do like the covers. And it just so happened that he did it all for free. So that's cool too. So basically, I paid 49 cents for all these books. And I got a free signature on it, It's pretty sweet. So I like this cover. I think that's Jubilee. I think Frosty liked this cover the most. I think he kept saying Sasquatch. But I believe, because this, I want to say that's the one that was with Weapon X, I want to say. I haven't had my coffee yet, but see, like that red right there looks really nice with the red background, But when I start using the what we call now AG blue, the blue looks really good. He signed right there, which I thought was good. I mean, his placement of his signature is really nice. And he stood back and he talked with me and Frost for a while. He was one that told us about that one book that he said was a very, very low print. And it was a Triangle Head Man or Triangle Man. Frost remembered better than me because, the story that he told us about the book, like what the story's all about, was really cool. I mean, That green actually came out really good. Sorry, goes good with the girl's dress next to him. It basically got me thinking, well, I want to find this book, and I knew Frost was just like, dude, I want to find that book now. That just sounds too good to be true. So, and I want to say the story was about, like he said, it was like this triangle that came from outer space, whatnot, and found this homeless guy, and then got this homeless guy to agree to like go with him on these missions to like do some stuff. That's the most I can remember. I'm sorry. It was really hot that day, and I was just trying to make sure I didn't drop sweat on anybody's books. And I wasn't even dressed like really warm either. That green looks good with the flowers there. It was just hot in there. Here's a double. I believe the other one I don't believe I had the other one done in green. I believe I had it done in red. So it's like, let me just check real quick. Sorry guys and girls. Yeah, see, that was another reason why I kind of wanted to get duplicates, because I can use these now as references if I ever come across another cover that I really know is like, okay, let's say it's a book that's worth a couple bucks. I mean, you know, at least not a couple bucks, but let's say it's worth at least 50 and above. And the cover is similar to this with the blue and all that. I know which color now will work better for that, so I don't, you know, take away from the cover as much, but the signature will look good, you know. So you can kind of say I use these books as a practice, you know. But I think the green really showed up nicely. Like that green there, I didn't think it would work, but I wanted to see if it would, and I figured, you know, maybe. But with the yellow in the background, it makes that green pop out. It almost makes it look like that's the reflection. You know what I mean? Because how the inking is done right here and stuff in the coloring. So yeah, these are more like a tester book for me. I do love these books though. Don't get me wrong. But it's just nice to have something, you know, you can use as a reference for any type of colors that you're using on these pens. And I'll try to make sure after I pause it here that I look for those pens so you guys can see it. I might have to make this a two-parter. But I did see this cover here. I saw this cover done by Jim C. And I saw that he autographed it on the thigh here. And I thought that looked really cool. So I told him, you know, I'm like, hey, can you autograph it right there on her thigh? And he goes, on this one? He wasn't sure if it was this cover I was talking about, another one. I said, no, this cover. So he did a great job. He's like, yeah, I'll have to go up a little bit higher so it fits. I go, perfect. So that's just awesome. This one, he did the blue right up there. Sorry, right there. There we go. Now we can see. And then here's like another one. I think he did this one. He did the other one like this in blue too. So that's fine. I was, like I said, I was just happy that he was like willing to do all these signatures for me. I'm getting tired. This one's also a sweet cover. This was the one that he thought I wanted him to write his name on her thigh, but I said no, right off to the side there is perfect. Let's see how he shoots it right up here and then puts 2017, which is really cool. So it wasn't taken away from the picture. And I tell you, Erik Larson's really good at doing that too. Like if he comes across a book and there's a lot going on, he'll either sign up here, which I'll show you guys later, or he'll sign down the barcode. But here was another great cover I had, and this, of course, Colossus and Kitty Pryde. And I like that he signed right across Colossus's chest like that with the blue. That looks great. Because if he would have put the blue anywhere else, it probably wouldn't have showed up as well. So that was the other thing I liked about him, was that he knows his colors. You know, because not to say this about any artist, but you know, most artists, they do have an eye for knowing what colors go best with what colors and how they will, you know, have a relationship together if it worked. Like this one here, he did really good. In fact, I think this was the cover that Frost was like, he was laughing about. He liked it actually. That was cool. He signed it right there on the name. I'll finish my thought and then I'll pause it. But you know, like most artists, they kind of remember, like, you know, what colors will pop off the other cover to make it, or the other color to make it look good, to where it doesn't look like it's bleeding into it or that it's not even there. Most artists will remember that. Some artists will forget, and they'll just, you know, whatever, put it where they want to go, or they'll definitely put it where you want the signature to go. So like with him, he was really good. Like I said, I was scrambling, just trying to make sure I wasn't taking up too much of his time. So for him to place the blues where he did, the reds where he did, I think he did a great job, because he knew like that would definitely stand out in that corner and wouldn't really take away from the picture. You know, it's like you could still see he's the focus, but then you do see his signature right there, which is just perfect. So that's all I want to say. Let me pause this real quick and I'll get back to the other books. Oops. All right, cool, we're back on. I figured I'm going to make this a two-parter. I got too many books. Short box, books, and I'm already at 15 minutes. Okay, so what I will do now is I'll just show about maybe 4 more artists that I got signed, and then I'll take a break, and then I will come back with another video showing you all the Randy books that I got signed, all the Eric Larson and Scotty Young books. There was one cool thing though, I'll just show real quick, was that Dark Horse was giving away some free stuff, so I got their free books. Got this one here, The Legend of Kara. That's how I pronounce it. That book there. That's Serenity. So these are all free, which is pretty cool. The reason why I was grabbing these ones, because like this one says, you know, also featuring Hellboy and Aliens. That one is The Plant and Zombies, which is pretty cool. I have that game, I like it. And this one's also that. But it's Buffy, the high school years, which I thought was pretty cool. So I grabbed those. Those were free. And they came with a couple other like little knick-knack stuff that you can get for free. And I grabbed those as well. I figured giving to my kids, giving to my boys really. So right now what I'll do is I'll show the Greg Rucka. Here's the one where the guy messed up. Or I'm sorry, not him, but the girl messed up. See, she spelled my daughter's name wrong there. And then this is what Mike Rucka did. Which I thought was cool. Sorry. So this was my daughter's copy. I'm not sure. I think this one's mine. I got one for my wife too, signed by him. I was trying to find his books last minute, and I kind of just like, you know, grab what I saw so I'd be ready to go. I had him sign this one. Now, I know this isn't the best condition because there's some rubbing up here, but you know, I'm like, hey man, first time meeting him, I'll get him to sign a couple books, get an idea of how his signature is, so when I go get, if I could get another copy of this, you know, it'll be better. Here's some Mike Allred and his wife. They signed these. He basically does all the art and she does all the ink for him, and I think she does a terrific job. He lives in Eugene. I don't, but he lives in Eugene, and it's not too far from where I live. So he frequents the comic book store that I go to. So I know now, like if I, you know, if he's not at a con that I'm at, I could probably just drop the books off there and he could sign them for me, which is cool. They did blue there. I wanted him to do all his in blue. And I knew it would blend in right there, but I mean, I could see it. I know it's there. But his wife, she was just enamored. Not hammered. But she loved the pens that I brought. And she's like, oh, do you have a different color than blue? Because I don't want to do it in blue. I said, sure. And she gravitated more toward the green. He was cool with the blue. I just didn't want to stay there for too long. And she loved the pens, man. She was like, these flow so nicely. So I told her where she can get them. I think they're going to hit that store up pretty soon. And where I got my pens was from Office Max. This is probably like my favorite cover of them. It looks like he mainly will sign his name, you know, at the very top, and she signs hers at the bottom. I think she'll only sign hers at the top if she feels she's going to take away from the art at the bottom. And they're very nice people. We were talking more about pens than we were about anything else. But it was cool, and they were very nice to me and Frost and Frost's son. And then here we go to Finch Books, and then I'll do Mike Zeck, and then we'll call this video adieu. Done. Sorry, I said adieu. But here's Meredith Finch. She signed this one for me here. I was trying to find more books of hers because I figured this is the first time I'm meeting her too. First time I'm meeting David Finch. But I was only able to find 2. But I know I'll find more down the road. But I like that she did it right on the door. That's cool. You know, she also dated it too, which puts them there at the con, which is great. Finch dated also. I mean, they'll dedicate the books to you if you want, but I'm like, nah. I'd rather just have it with their name on there. Because for me, unless it's a book that I know that I'll never sell, and let's say day I go to heaven, they go with me, then okay. But other than that, it's like if it goes to my son, I don't want my name on a book that I'm giving to my son, But there's nothing wrong with getting books. Sorry, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with getting your books dedicated to you. I just would rather have their name on there. And this one here, I explained on All About Comics last night, was that he first did it in orange because he thought it would come out. And before I could say anything to Finch, he did it in the orange. And he goes, "Oh man, it didn't come out that good." I said, "That's okay, And he says, "Well, here, let me use a different color." So he did. He put green in there, and it really makes it pop. So I was very excited. So it was a good mistake. But he was very apologetic. I'm like, "No, dude, it's okay. I don't. These are staying in my collection, so it's okay. But that blue pops there. Squirrel. No, just kidding. That was for Frosty. Yeah, I like how that blue is standing there for Finch. I had more books that I wanted Finch to sign, but I wanted to kind of keep his to a minimum just for a while. So if I had time to come back, I would get him to do more. And I also thought I'd have enough time to go, like I said, shopping for books. But with all these books, I didn't have time. So that saved me money. So I'm not complaining. I'm just thinking, man, next time maybe I won't go as crazy. Because I don't need all my books signed. But, I mean, gosh, when you get a signature like that, or like the next artist when I show my exec, I mean, that's like, to me, I felt like that needs to be there. It's part of the art. Their signatures are good. I think Finch signs really well. I think his wife signs really well too. Yeah, I got the Batman there. I try to get more Batman, but said just don't want to go too much in the digging and then have more than my short box. I showed this one the other night, also on All About Comics. That's Mike Zeck. See, Mike Zeck, his signature is a work of art itself. I picked this one up. It was a con exclusive, Great Lakes, and I got the certificate to go with it. And Huey also picked up one. I can say that now because I know his video's out, so if you want to check out Huey's video, please go check out Huey's video from his Rose City Comic Con. He got some nice books. I just watched the second part of it today. And Huey's a great guy. I had fun hanging out with him and talking. I just wish I could have met up with him when he was finding those Goon books for $1. And I was like, dang it. But he told me where the aisle was, so that was cool. This plastic doesn't know justice, but this book is actually really nice. And Mike Zeck did it in red there. And it was a long shot, but I'm glad my long shot paid off. He did it in green. I couldn't be more happier. It just looks sweet. I came across this one. I figured, what the heck, dude? I didn't care. I just wanted to get some Mike Zeck signatures, and Mike Zeck did do this. Masters of Kung Fu, number 82. I came across this real quick in my short boxes, so I grabbed it out and figured, I'm going to get Mike Zeck to sign that. Why not? This one, though, I definitely wanted to get signed. It is Captain America Annual. And I wanted to get that signed right there. And this one, it's good. There's no spine ticks in this book at all. There's just something right up here. But I'm pretty sure if I ever wanted to get it pressed, I'm pretty sure that can get maybe taken out. But if not, I don't care. The cover still presents really well. Here's another Mike Zeck I got signed in blue right there. It's Captain America 272. It's a nice cover. And this one, I kept going back and forth because I knew how much Mike Zeck charged. But then when I realized that I was actually going to be saving some money on the side, and it wouldn't hurt my bank to get these done by Mike Zeck, I went for it. I wanted to get Captain America 321 signed by Mike Zeck in that blue. That's the AG blue. Yeah, that just looks so sweet. Okay, so thank you everybody for sticking around for 23 minutes. I am going to come back with another video, and it will be a two-parter. And yeah, I'll be right after this one. So everybody take care. Thank you for watching my channel, supporting my channel. And thanks to everybody that showed up last night on All About Comics to listen to me and Frosty talk about our experience and what artists we liked and things like that. If you haven't watched that and you're interested, it's not that long a video, and it was actually pretty fun. It was great to be able to communicate with Frosty through Hangouts, because I haven't been able to do that in a long time. I've been real busy, and just the times those go on, it's pretty late, and I work graveyard, so it's hard for me to get in there. But it was just cool to hang out with Frosty at the con, and then also kind of fresh on memories of what we experienced and all that stuff. And it was cool because like when I wasn't with Frosty, I didn't see what was going on. He kind of told me what was going on. It sounded pretty bad. And then, I kind of told him what I was doing, which is pretty much running back and forth to the car and talking to the the bag check guy downstairs. So yeah, that was my con, but it was fun. It was a blast. This Tech Comic saying, rock on.